What up guys, Dragonball here with another Dragonball Legends Top 10 video, this time with the new characters of the Dragonball Anniversary Part 2. As always, I mentioned this, I don't own every single character here on this list, so your experience may be different with the unit using it than I have, because I don't have everyone and can only judge some units based on fighting in PvP, and if I don't fight them, can't necessarily have a proper judgment about this. But anyway, let's get started. I'm gonna start with the units I would mention. As you can see here, I have a lot of units here. I'm not gonna talk about everybody like 10 minutes or anything. I'm just gonna put some units in there. Some units I'm gonna talk shortly, some units I'm gonna talk more in detail because they're new. Who we're gonna put here is these guys right here. Again, this is gonna be for most units very quickly. Did I forget anyone? You. See. Yeah, that should be everybody. Okay. So this is not particularly ordered, although I would say Kale and Caulifla are in the front of this, and then maybe Mini Goku right now, and the rest is unordered. Okay. So Kale and Caulifla, they are still very good. Nothing bad about them. Should have put them in my last top 10 tier list, but I didn't realize how good they were back then. I just think they have been now kinda replaced on the best US Universe rep team, because I think the best version is with MUI, Green UI and Hit. And I think that used to be like where Hit was usually Kale and Caulifla's spot, and now I think they just switch it up. As well as new red, so that can hurt the Caulifla side, like the Kyoki Goku. But besides that, they're still, I would say, good. They have a really good disrupt with card destruction, main ceiling, sub card increase, Dragonball destruction. I think the Dragonball destruction is one of the more important things, because not that many units right now in the meta have that. So I think this is, again, they're still good. You could argue they're in top 10, but I'm not going to this time. But they're really good. No really complaints about them. They can get easy Zenkai buffed and everything, so really cool. Dama Mini Goku, quickly here. Still a very strong 1% Zenkai sparking character, let's say. I think he's immune to card destruction generally, and gets the immune to key reduction cover null on green, so you can be immune to his stuff, and for example him, other units. Sub count increase on hit can help against units that MUI to get more hits in before he can switch out. So overall, and he's not just on Daima, like that's obviously I would say his best team, but he can be also used on Saiyans / Sun family. So I think that makes him so, I would say, good. It's just that he's not as necessary as I would say as before. So yeah, that's why it's now here. Beast Gohan, probably a unit people are gonna be maybe surprised that we don't have him up the top 10 list anymore. I think last time he was like number 6 or 7. So reasons are, first of all, Ultra hits flat, that runs him, he can time skip, and while he's in the time skip, he can be ulted as well. So he's pretty much dead by Ultra Hit. Number 2, Kaioken Goku's back, he does a lot of damage, one blue card can just probably, if you don't pay attention, kill Beast as well. And number 3, again, thanks to Vegeta, Ultra Cell is now getting more use, and Ultra Cell can also kill Beast. So 3 basically Reds getting way more value right now, and that kind of pushes, in my opinion, Beast out of the game. Also with, I'd say, movies not being good anymore, hybrids not really that good anymore, so he has really Sun Family left, where I don't think, like, you could use him, I'm not saying you can't, but I would argue that Margin Vegeta on every setup that Beast World is in can be used as well. At this point, Sun Family is more like Goku family right now in the meta. Like, a lot of Gokus, you don't see barely any Gohans, or there's no good Goten right now, barely any Gohans, and even if you say you want to use Gohan, you could argue Margin Vegeta being the better yellow for this team, for their team, so that's why he's kind of dropped off the top 10. Evolution Blue Vegeta was already on the edge of falling off when he released. Now with more new units that are good or better, or get a platinum, he's just falling off of the top 10, simple as that. He can be useful, like the Unity to card destruction is good against him. He can work with the new Vegeta, and I think his immunity, his level 3 blue card can be good, because for example, let's just say you drop a blue card at level 3 against Cell, and you can't switch and you did Rush, you can potentially kill Cell, but that's not enough to make it top 10. Yeah, Gohan and Trunks, still I would say pretty decent, just right now not really useful at the moment. Blue 17, kinda no place right now. Blast-based Universe Rep is just simply not good enough, and you don't really play him with Ultra Cell, so yeah. He's decent, but not good enough. Kid Goku, same issues as Beast, although he has Indestructible, and which kinda helps him, but at the same time, again, a lot of red units that can just, mess him up kinda. Now the new units, Tien and Chaozu / Nappa. Why they don't make top 10? I think they're pretty good. Nappa's fun to use, Tien and Chaozu are, I would say, good so far from what I've seen. I don't have Chaozu, I have Nappa. I use Nappa, I think he's fun, can do good damage. His only problem is he doesn't have the best defenses. But I think it's funny that the Cybermans can actually work against Succession. I don't think it works against Revival. I tested it out against Revival Goku and he still revived. I thought that would cancel Revival as well, but apparently it doesn't. But Succession mechanics. So if you blow up against CN or Gohan and Trunks, they are not succeeding, they are just dying. So that's one cool thing. Yeah, and Tien in Chaozu, I don't see them that often, so I can't bring them high as well, but they seem fine to me. As 1% Sparkings, they're definitely all usable. Then we have Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, who is just right now not, I would say, worse than Kid Goku, so he's not making this automatically. But he has some good uses, I would say, with the last man standing against MUI, and that's, I would say, and Blasphemous, so that's the only two, I would say, big trade-offs that he has compared to Goku, and that's it. And at last, Kaba. Definitely is still a useful unit. You can, for example, use him with Evo and this new Vegeta. I did that, tried that before. You can do a lot of damage with him, but it just isn't enough to make it top 10 right now. So now that I talked like about 10 minutes about all these units here, we can now start with the official top 10. What I wanted to I prefer to mention units like these here. If I had to put some units away, maybe blue 17 because I don't see it that much. But okay, with the number 10, we will put 2 units, and that is Charlotte and Majin Buu. I was thinking about maybe dropping Majin Buu, but I think he can still be annoying, so I'm gonna put him here. Yeah, I will start with him. So the reason why he dropped from, geez, what was his placement before? Maybe something around 4 or 5 to number 10. Similar to Beast, although it's with him, I would say, worse. So before that, with my last tier list, obviously I consider Diamond the best team in the game. This is at this point no longer the case. You have a lot of good viable teams. That'll be USS, Saiyans, powerful opponent, and Saiyans is like you can build different Saiyan teams as well. So that's one thing. We got new red units, and I would say especially Ultra Hit is a problem for Majin Buu. You don't need the main ability active to time skip, so you can just maybe get 1 hit in, drop combo time skip with Ultra Hit, and he is just probably dead. Especially if he uses his main C the first time, and then you get a hit him before he switches out, get the second hit on him before he switches out, and you time skip, he is just dead. Because at this point you will probably get your main head. Or if you maybe, you know, he's mid-range striking, you dodge, you switch to hit, time skip, press main, and then attack him. He can't see your main. He can see your main, but at this point you have to already use it and have your ultimate on your hand, so you can just kill him. And hit can time skip multiple times in a match at this point. And that is a problem for Daima, because if you're losing Majin Buu, you have a lot less healing, less disruption, paralyze is completely gone, and one of Daima's strongest abilities is switching it very, very often because of the sucker manipulation. With 2 units, they don't have that as strong anymore, so this makes Daima a lot easier to kill. And it's not just Ultra Hit who's good at this against this team. For example, like Majin Vegeta is one of the very good units to just snipe kill a unit of Daima. So they have that this new Vegeta is immune to Paradise, that hurts him. So a lot of counter units right now against Majin Buu and slash Daima, so they get a lot worse. And yeah, that's why it's number 10. Again, the Reds counter to Daima. Daima's not the best team anymore. I don't see this team that often, and Majin Buu is only on Daima. That is his only team. If he isn't used as much, because this team isn't, I would say, as good as it was anymore. It still can be good, but if the Daima team is just not used anymore, not that as good as before, Majin Buu and his Daima friends drop off a lot. Also reason why this guy is lower, but he at least has more versatility, and this guy right now, I mean, you could argue Vegeta Clan, but not many people use him on Vegeta Clan. He's more on Daima, and he's like, as I already mentioned in other modes before, like the third number, like there are 3 options for the third unit on Daima. You have this guy, you have Majin Buu technically in air. So that's for Majin Buu. Now for Charlotte, I think they made a great job with the splat equipment, but I would say that I wish they gave him Cavernal and entry somehow, like 5-time accounts, the Cavernal and entry. I think one of the biggest issues is no matter what the form you're playing, his Cavernal isn't that long. I don't know how much Super Saiyan 3 actually has. I think it's 20-time accounts from transformation on, but that's about it. God has Cavernal on the green card, which I think, for example, if you're playing God Goku, I think you should use blue set team's blue card to generate more greens to get more Cavernal. And Blue Charlotte, until you fill up his gauge, he has no Cavernal at all, so that can be pretty bad. If, for example, you get counter switch against him. There are still units with main ceiling, so that can also hurt him, but his damage is pretty great. His tanking is also, like, he tanks very well. At moments where I rushed with Charlotte and got like 60 million damage off in the god form, so crazy strong damage. A lot of different ways to play because you can use different blue cards, like there's the EX Metacooler one with Endurance Snow, the green Metacooler movie Goku with the 100% damage cut penetration on the blue cards, like Chilled with the Paralyze, Blue Broly with Pains. Like, there are different options you can use, and yeah, I think Charlotte is great. I'm glad he's that good, and for me he makes the number 10 spot. So now to number 9, where I think you could swap that with probably number 8, but I'm gonna put Revive UI. I think he is okay right now. I think his damage is, I would say, fine, but I will say don't have a lot of issues killing his first left a lot of times, but I think, yeah, doesn't have the craziest disrupt. I think the sub-comp manipulation on him is really, like, if you're switching you get more sub-comp increase, so that's really good. And he provides green cards for Ultra Hit, for example. Like, he works well on a Unirest rep team, so that's fine. Revival helps against, you know, Ultra Cell, just killing anybody immediately with a rush or Ultra Hit time skip. He can, you know, maybe annoy it to maybe delay his time skip a little bit. Or I would say that's kinda like the moment the Ultra Hit has time skips, you basically then have to stay in with him forever, because the moment you switch and make a mistake, you can hit with it and just come in before you switch out. So, but besides that, again, decent green unit. His long range blue card can be good against rather, you know, MUIs, but I would say otherwise he's not really something crazy. He's, again, okay, and I'm glad that he is only okay because I don't like UI Gokus. I think this should be rule legends. Don't have 2 UIs in the game, because, like, he gladly doesn't have a counter, so it's easier to deal with him, but him together with him is just an annoying thing of people just standing behind you doing nothing. And the moment you want to go for a blast card, he has a blue, he's just gonna range blue, hit you for free, and otherwise, yeah, countering your hits. It's just annoying. I don't like UI Gokus. I don't think there should be 2 UIs, it doesn't matter, because this is just extra passive playstyles. It's bad enough that we have this guy with the counter green, which is, I don't know why they gave him that to this day. This is just stupid, but whatever. Okay, now to number 8, I'm gonna have got Goku, who I would say, there are pros and cons to him right now. Like, the biggest issue is, for instance, right now that would hit time skip him at some point. Like, he doesn't necessarily need the ultimate. As long as you don't press the ultimate or a blue card, you have still Endurance Snow and can just kill him. So that's one issue. And Ultra Cell being in the game, potentially rushing him, also an issue. Most of the time if you play God Goku, you don't have a revival unit with you, so like the most common team I see with Goku is Kaioken Goku, MUI, and God Goku, or instead of Kaioken Goku, maybe Mahani Vegeta. This team has no second life that can't be cancelled, so Ultra Cell can just at any point type neutral blue card, type neutral ult if you, for example, get it against MUI. You press the main for unique gauge, no buff removal, someone is dying, or you just rush and again kill anyone. But God Goku is still pretty good. He works well against MUI, again sealing green cards, buff remove against blues, AoE green, long range blue cards, so very good against this guy, against the do good damage, combos, AoE green, all the good things here, so I still consider number 8. And the next unit, which now think about it, I maybe could have put him a bit lower. Like, I don't need, like, maybe I should have put in number 8 or number 9 is Majin Vegeta. Now, I mentioned before, we got a lot of reds, and maybe some people are now asking now how you see number 7 and someone like this Gohan is number not even on the list, or this Goku, Great Goku. Again, maybe should have put him 2 spots lower, maybe at number 9 or number 8, something like that. For number 1, for unique gauge, he is every green card gives him a type neutrality, which means he can fight back better against these new these 3 reds here. As I already mentioned with Beast, every Team Beast is on. Majin Vegeta is just more threatening, and by that the better yellow version. Right now, Beast's biggest threat is the Special Beam Cannon, which I have to say, most of the time when I'm facing Beast, I don't have really big problems to face the Special Beam Cannon. Either I have a unit who's tanking it, or he just dies before he uses the Special Beam Cannon, and I would say that Majin Vegeta's lock-in bullet right now is a bigger threat than the Special Beam Cannons. Again, against Daima works. We can snipe a lot of units, like Majin Buu, he gets sniped, this Mini Goku, KO Caulifla, Nappa technically too, this Super Saiyan Vegeta. There are a lot of units that can get sniped by him. MUI if he's low enough, which could help the match easily. And again, type neutrality and immunity to card destruction, so very good against him. He can seal blues and greens, so that can help maybe postpone his time skip, for example, or his counter green, and that's also important. Then he can easier attack against MUI, because let's just say you get Beast Gohan gets counter green carded and MUI uses blue card. There's a chance your Beast could die. Majin Vegeta doesn't have that issue because he's moving buffs of blues and ultimates. So he could attack him, and this is why I sometimes play really aggressive with Majin Vegeta, why I have my second life still active. I just attack, and if he's counter green carding me, okay, then I've got that out of the way. He draws 1 blue guaranteed, and afterwards he has to have another blue card to chain it in. So I just attack, then he blue cards, I take this buffer away, I'm not dying at least. So that's really good. And again, type neutrality, so you can fight back against these guys. The Dragonball destruction he still has in second life. And what did I else miss about him? I mean, also, you see, unique gauge can be helpful against, you know, combos against very expensive cell, because if he has blast cards and no, I would say, ultimate right now to use, you can stop him. And the last thing, which can be useful against it, although I will say this is a bit more, I would say, rare. Again, because he has buff removal, when he gets time skipped, ultimate can't use any blues and any ultimate, because if you do that, he's losing his endurance law, and Majin Vegeta will live. So now, to be fair, I think it can just honestly just kill him with normal cards, but some players maybe do mistakes. It can happen. Alright, so enough about Majin Vegeta, why he's like number 7 here. Could be lower, I could understand if he's like number 9 or something, but I think he still works well enough with other units to at least be in the top 10. Alright, so who do we have next? Yeah, I know. Okay. This is also a thing where I could maybe understand if you want to swap it, but at this point I'm gonna put Super Saiyan Foot Daima Group number 6. Biggest reason is simply that, again, he's stuck to Daima. This is his best team. You don't use him in any other team, because any other team he's on, which could be Saiyans or Sun Family, MUI is straight up the better version. You don't play double blues right now at this point, so he's really just on Daima. Daima's not used anymore as much, but easier to defeat. The Foku is just starting to drop and losing value, which is right now the case. This Vegeta is good against him if he still has the survival and he's last man, pretty much win against him because nothing you can do there. Like, okay, not necessarily that you win, but he doesn't have his auto kill immediately. Like, there are a lot of units that he can't just simply insta-kill with his ultimate. Any of these units, as long as they have their second life, they're probably gonna live. Especially God Goku. God Goku is taking move buffs and blues with ultimate, so no type neutral blue and ultimate against him. God Goku is just most likely gonna win this. Revival, Vegeta, I would say, also most likely gonna win this. These guys not as much, but I would say you faced him. It's rare to have a double, I would say, double Daima matchup, I would say. So, but again, a lot of greens that can survive against this Goku. His team dropped, which also gives him less value, and he's less versatile because he's only on Daima. So I'm just gonna have to drop him lower. I don't think, again, Daima's not the best team anymore, in my opinion. So naturally, I'm gonna drop Goku. He's still very good. Again, still has the main ceiling that is annoying, the buff move on standby, a lot of good abilities. I'm not going to go into everything about him anymore because this guy has been in the list for now a while. But yeah, I'm glad that he's... No, I'm not glad he's number 6 because I would say I don't hate him. I hate the Daima team overall with Majin Buu. To be honest, I hate Majin Buu over Daima. I think Daima without Majin Buu is totally okay. Still broken mechanics, but at least you can play against the team. Like him, Majin Buu, remove him from the game. I'm glad with that. I'm glad that he's only number 10 here. I even thought about dropping him off the top 10, but I think Daima is still a good team. It's not a bad team, but not as good as it was before. So now we're gonna go to number 5, and this one is Ultra Hit. Again, already talked about him a lot. Go to these guys again. Very good against Daima because he can basically solo kill a unit of the team very fast. Again, doesn't have to be Majin Buu. Like Vegeta, time skip, you screw. You can main easily in everything. This guy is just dead. This guy is just dead. And card disruption disrupts like at half HP are not gonna trigger in the time skip. You're not seeing the whole damage is displayed at the end of your time skip. So if you have a 50% HP disrupt, like these 3 guys right here, it's not gonna matter against this guy. The only disrupt is like if you get hit immediately. So yeah, there are units again that can survive this time skip. Pre-revive, for example, are these 2. Against Vegeta in particular, you have to use the time skip main ability, but sometimes before you attack, because otherwise, if he still has his disruption ability, he's going to destroy 2 cards and see your main. So if you're going to hit him first and then you later press the main, that want to press it, that's not going to happen before to hit. But he can kill a lot of units. Like even against blues, I saw him on videos doing really good damage, but again, can kill him. These guys right here, these 2 guys right here, him post revive as well, him as well, other MUIs. So the same case with Goku. You don't press your main, you just gonna use cards. This guy's disrupt can trigger during his time skip, so you have to keep that in mind. And also his attribute downgrades, because against ultimates and blue cards he give like I think minus 40% to ultimate and blue card damage, so keep that in mind. And some other units you can just easily time skip. It works well on the Uniswap team, it's very good. So yeah, I think he's number 5. I think they did a great job with his plat. I don't see him as much, but when I see him, usually he is doing a great job. So yeah, that is the number 5. Now to the next units, I'm just gonna slap 4 units here. I'm gonna talk about them first, and then you're gonna understand what I'm trying to do here. So this is probably the biggest thing where I was stuck with. Is ranking these 4, because And I'm just gonna talk about points. So Ultra Cell, with thanks to him, he's back in the meta, and he needed a good green partner. He got one good green partner. I think the best powerful opponent version is maybe with I would say Yellow Goku Black actually. I know weird that I always put him in, but again, he has good defensive utility sometimes, and I think Dragonball Destruction is also valuable, but for pure powerful opponent setup, so I think that's good. But besides that, Cell, again, he has uncancelable endurance, so every unit is except him, and him just get screwed over the moment he has a rush. Everyone. MUI can be dead. God Goku, Majin Vegeta, everyone. I mean, this guy is the one exception, but then he gets voted. That's also a thing. So, his ultimate, if it's type neutral, also a big threat to a lot of units because uncancelable endurance now. But there are blue units that can also stop him. MUI can just destroy this guy. As before, that didn't change. He has a better green partner to stop you, MUI, but there can be still a situation where you have to face a Cell against UI. That can still happen. The switches are not always in your favor, and at that point, maybe you get counter green. He will lose his first life, guaranteed. The counter gauge can still destroy this guy, so I can really, like, where he's good, he has some disadvantages, and still Daima can also be a new team that can hinder him because of the buff removal on standby, for example. Okay, then we have the new Kaioken Goku, who I would say, first of all, the best damage dealer in the game. That is not even close, that is not up for debate. He's the best damage dealer in the game, he has the highest damage. Also, I think his unique gauge to destroy cards. I think 3 cards to get his unique gauge. Like, he has basically Yellow Goku Black's unique gauge without having to use a blue or green to reset the gauge. So every 3 cards, you're just gonna destroy cards, get damage card, and I think heal as well. Or maybe just reduce key, I'm not sure, but I think that's kind of broken. I think 3 cards is a bit too much. So yeah, if you think his unique gauge is annoying, just gonna remind you, this is what Yellow Goku Black people wanted to do. I think 4 cards would have been a bit more reasonable, but I think 3 cards is a bit too much. Because there was sometimes situations where I'm just like, bro, I'm doing like 0 damage because he's stacking his damage card, he's destroying cards. So yeah, I just struggle to kill this guy sometimes, but one weakness he has compared to all these units right here is that he has no second life mechanic, so if he gets rush, he gets overdrive, for example, he can die, and that is a disadvantage to him, which I would say is something you should mention. Yeah, that this is a flaw, as well as MUI, I would say straight up countering this guy. Like, I know you can solar flare him, but besides that, if he gets counter greens, I mean, he's not gonna die, but I don't know if he gets type neutral on defense on blues and ultimates. I'm not sure on that one, but I mean, the counter attacks can still hurt him, and this will not be type neutral, so yeah, Kaioken Goku against MUI is a bad matchup for him. That can pretty much happen because a lot of people are still using MUI. So this is a disadvantage for him. Then we have MUI, who is the most annoying unit in the game at this point. Again, the counter attacks do a lot of damage. He is just standing there doing nothing, regaining his unique gauge every time you switch, with every card he uses, with his blue card. And for whatever reason, they decided this unit needs a counter green card that works against everything except for blues, greens, and ultimates and awaken cards. I don't know why they did this. This is extremely dumb, massive passive gameplay, which they wanted to not have. Congratulations, they did that. I already read it up in another video. I don't want to talk about it, but there are a lot of green units right now in this meta because purples are not really existing. Looking at you, Evo, and because of that, there are units that can stop him and don't really care, like Vegeta can destroy this guy, this Goku can destroy this guy sometimes, and for the Green Mini Goku, this Rev UI can do good against him, so there are a lot of green units to counter this guy to not make him as annoying. And then lastly, we have Vegeta, who I would say doesn't have a really unit that threatens him, because there's no good purple right now, or good enough purple better. But individually, one thing I have to say about him, which I don't like, is the way his disrupt works, because it's tied to his unique gauge, and basically what happens is he gets hit this first time, his disrupt activates, and he doesn't have any disrupt until you fill his gauge up again. So the problem is, if you don't get like priority with him and then refill his gauge, he disrupts nothing. It doesn't have anything. No card destruction, no key reducing, no nothing. He has nothing. So this puts sometimes in situations where you're kind of forced to use him even though you don't want to, just to get his gauge back up, to ensure that he has a disrupt, because you need kind of disrupts in this game, which I don't like. I personally think they should have given him a general disrupt and then other things as extra when his unique gauge is full. It's similar to this guy, I would say, that if he doesn't have his full unique gauge, he has no disrupt at all. I think that is just bad. And with him, I think what is more annoying is if you don't trigger his disrupt and he's like filling his gauges up more and more, it doesn't stack, so that doesn't matter for his disrupt. I think what they should have done is, if you filling the gauge up multiple times, he doesn't get hit at any point, I think you should have like a stack, so that it's like, okay, now his disrupt gets triggered, he has another stack if he switches out and comes back in, and the game is like, okay, you put up the gauge like 2 times before he got hit. Now if you switch out and switch back in, he has again his disrupt back. I think that's something they should have done to make it more balanced, because I mean this guy gets his disrupt for basically for free. I think that should be, yeah. But again, strong revival. I have some situations where I don't even revive with this unit. His green card is really good. Again, he has no unit that is type advantage against him right now. That is really important. So basically runs for free, and he's very versatile. You can run an Insane Saga or Saiyans. You can run on powerful opponent. You can run it on Vegeta Clan, and like he has options. So, and now I have been kind of stuck the last few days to decide who I could put at number 1, 2, and 3, and 4, because while I see again good things about these units here, I also see disadvantages and negative things about here. He has more problems individually, they have more problems with other units in the game. So at this point, I have to say, I can't decide how I'm gonna rank these guys. I still can't. I'm gonna leave it as, and I know people are gonna disagree with, sorry. I'm gonna leave it as this. I can't order these 4. I just can't. Again, I think people are gonna say MUI or Cell should be number 1 and 2, but I can't put MUI number 1 and I see so many units that can just straight up counter them. I can't do that. I just can't do that. And I can't do it for Cell because I think there's still other units again that can be an issue for him. Cell is not the tankiest unit, like he's very squishy, I would say, so it's not that hard to kill him necessarily. There are units that can kill him. Yeah, Ultra Hit exists that can potentially kill him. Revival units can do good damage against him, so like they all have their, either on their own or because of the other meta units, like issues to be number 1 for me. And it makes it tough to order. I was even thinking of putting Vegeta number 1 because he has no unit that is really countering him. But I think individually he has issues which these other units I can't say. And yeah, why these guys don't have these individual issues, they have, I would say, meta issues. Like their units, I can't stop it, I can't order these guys. I have been thinking about this for a long time, but I just can't. So I'm gonna leave it as this. I know people are gonna disagree with this, but hey, it's my list, I do what I want. I'm gonna leave this for so that I can't order these guys. But if I had to, because people, I would like, you know, gun to my head, order these few characters, I think I'm gonna do something like this. Because, yeah, I think Cell has a bigger impact. Alright, I think he is for me number 4 because he's the easiest one to kill. Again, I know Rising of Guests exist, but one wrong move could die faster than everyone else here. Cell has too big of an impact against most of these units and works well with one of the units that kinda is unaffected by him. So yeah, Vegeta, I could even swap these two at this point. Yeah, again, I'm going back to this that I can't really decide on it. It's just, I see pros with him, cons with him, and these two I can't really order it. Okay, but I can't really order it, but I will say Goku is not number 1. This guy's definitely not number 1. So I can't order these guys really, but I can consider him the number 1. One of these 3 I would consider number 1. Maybe I'm gonna put it like I can order these 3 and add a row, and then I'm gonna put number 4 Goku. Maybe like this. But I can't really put Vegeta over him as well. Shit. I'm going back to this back and forth of not. It just, I think it's just I can't really order these 2 necessarily. But I can't order these 2. But I think also Vegeta has the potential to be number 1. But I think this guy hasn't. So it's like, do I put them in the same tier? Do I not put them in the same? I can't decide. It's just. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna do that again. Sorry. I'm gonna leave it at this. I know people were gonna disagree with this part here because I know that's weird, and people would say that, for example, Cell and Y are definitely better, but and I just can't decide on this, so I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna leave this 4 as you can't order these 4, although I would say if I had to order it, I'd do probably this. Number 5 is Ultra Hit, number 6 is Super Saiyan 4 Dynamite Goku, number 7 is Margin Vegeta. Again, you can put lower, I think that's also fine. Maybe I will, maybe as an adjustment. Yeah, I think this looks better to me. Okay, number 7, God Goku, number 8 Margin Vegeta, number 9 Revive Your Eye, and number 10 Charlotte and Margin Cool. Let me know what you guys think about this list. You can really disagree with my top here. I'm fine with that. If you disagree, that's totally okay. I can absolutely understand this. And, yeah. See you guys in the next one.